China is facing a serious demographic crisis that threatens to undermine the country's economic and social development. After decades of a strict one-child policy, the authorities have abruptly changed course and now encourage fertility in every possible way. However, the young generation of Chinese is in no hurry to procreate. Not so long ago, families who violated the ban on a second child were subjected to fines and even forced sterilization. Slogans like "better rivers of blood than one extra child" were commonplace. In 30 years of family planning policies, China's population dropped by 400 million. Now the situation has changed dramatically. The authorities at all levels are trying to stimulate the birth rate by various measures, from cash payments to providing housing. However, the effect of these measures is minimal. Young people who have grown up in the era of globalization and access to information no longer succumb to propaganda and slogans. The generations of the 1990s and 2000s are in no hurry to get married and have children. They call themselves single people and reject the traditional way of life with mortgages, marriage, and children. Many openly state that they do not believe in the institution of marriage and do not want to have children. The reasons for this attitude are varied. Young people talk about the high cost of living, housing, and education. They do not want to condemn their children to the same difficulties and traumas that they themselves have gone through. Some even consider the refusal of childbearing a noble act of love for themselves and for their unborn children. The situation is exacerbated by the fact that today's younger generation has grown up in an era of constant crisis and upheaval. They have lived through the SARS and COVID-19 epidemics, the scandals of substandard products, the threat of kidnapping. Not surprisingly, their primary goal has become simply survival. The effects of the demographic crisis are already being felt in many areas. Entire child and family-oriented industries are under threat. Children's development centers are closing down. The industry of goods for children is shrinking. Some regions that were once exemplary in terms of birth control have now become the oldest in the country. Experts predict that in the next 10 years, China's population could shrink by 100 million people. This will have far-reaching consequences for the economy and society as a whole. The authorities are trying to change the situation by changing slogans from "one child is good" to "two children are better" and "three is ideal." However, these attempts are met with skepticism and even ridicule from young people. The younger generation of Chinese have chosen perhaps the most peaceful, yet most destructive way of resisting the system. They simply refuse to continue their labor. Their motto: "End the suffering on us and don't pass it on to the next generation." This situation poses difficult questions for Chinese society and authorities. How to find a balance between economic development and people's well-being. How to create conditions in which young people will want to start families. And most importantly, is the state ready to listen to the aspirations of the new generation? Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more interesting content. I wish you wisdom and prosperity during this challenging time. Take care of yourself and your loved ones.